You're watching 1700. That there was Oogie March with A Dog Starved. And you are watching 1700 with Bronte and Josh. And we are joined in studio by the lovely Evangeline. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
And we're going to be asking her a few questions.
So first things first, you released your EP Chemical last Friday. How's the response to the track been so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. A lot of supportive friends and fellow social media people.
I had a listen. It's so good. I was listening to it all day.
Thank you.
Seems to be getting a lot of traction on Triple J on Earth. Like there were a few reviews there.
You were number 5 on the community radio charts.
Yeah, that was
Big
good.
achievement.
Good achievement. Bit of a screenshot.
Can you tell us what it's like hearing your track on the radio? Have you heard it on the radio yet?
Yeah, I have. It was kind of weird the first time because I was actually on air just doing an interview, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're playing your song now." I'm like, and they're like trying to talk to me about the next part of the interview, and I'm like, "What? Yeah, okay, cool interview."
So you worked with Pip Norman on the track. Can you tell us what that was like?
It was really good. Pip and I have a really good relationship, so we had produced another track, and then I was kind of like, "Yes, let's just do this," and it was awesome to work with.
So you've released a music video along with the track Chemical.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the creative process behind that has sort of been for you?
With the video, it was actually a remake of another video I had made on a handheld like 4 years ago.
Wow.
From that song when I first acoustically did it. So it was obviously done with much better
quality,
stuff. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to do the same sort of elements with it, so it was a bit sentimental.
I look forward to seeing it.
So you wrote the song when you were in high school.
Yes.
And without going into too much detail, just because of whatnot, it was a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah.
Can you tell us sort of like how the song came about?
Yeah, it was at the end of a long relationship, and there were obviously the highs and the lows, and really what that song was that honest reflection between, you know, your highs and lows that people go through, especially in high school. It's when all the bad things happen, you're just getting through it. So yeah.
And so how closely does the video clip relate to the song?
Pretty closely.
Pretty closely?
Yeah, I mean the person looks
raw.
different, but definitely some scenes there that I've seen before.
Oh, it's really cool.
Now, I read you trained as a classical singer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell us sort of the transition between sort of that classical training and going into a more electronic and indie vibe?
It was definitely interesting to say the least, but it was hard.
We'll be back with a few more questions in just a moment.
You're watching 1700.
And that was Baker with Sleepwalking, and we're going to continue chatting to Evangeline about how you came from classical roots into a more indie pop scene. So what was that transition like?
It was kind of hard. I mean, when I was doing classical, they were like, "Oh, you're too pop for classical." And then when I went to pop, everyone's like, "Calm down, you're too classical for pop." So it was interesting getting through there, but it was kind of what I was listening to at the time. So I was just like,
and
I know
has
what to
the
do.
classical past helped with your current music endeavours as well?
Yeah, I think it can definitely give a bit of a haunting effect to some of my songs. So hopefully it's been a good
I can notice
little
it,
addition.
So you've been gaining international notoriety, particularly with this track, and it's probably due to that unique sound that you've got with that classical mixed with the electronic vibe. Can you tell us like what that's like, just hearing from around the place that like people are talking about you and your music?
It's good. It's a good feeling. No, it's crazy. I mean, it can be anyone just saying, "Oh, I like a track," and I'll just be like, "Thanks." Just thanks. Like, you know, it's still just exciting from.
So when did you start performing as a young girl?
It was about
How old
7.
were you? Wow, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
And what inspires you most about being a musician?
It's just kind of that creative platform that allows you to express, you know, your art.
Yeah,
Can't say much more than that. It's just that.
exactly.
So when did you start writing music?
There are technically songs of when I was 8 that I wrote.
Yeah.
I know them. I'm never going to ever
Love
repeat
to
them.
hear some of
I
those.
was going to ask, are we getting an exclusive
No,
album just of
never.
8-year-old me?
No, Dad was like talking to me the other day. He's like, "Don't you dare ever bring that up." But so that
No, you
started quite early, but only really seriously in the last couple of years. So yeah.
And so how long has it been since you started performing live to starting recording? What was the time difference between that?
There wasn't really much of a time difference. I went to a music college instead of year 12, so I was recording and doing live shows there.
Awesome. So you've got a launch in Geelong coming
On the
up.
19th.
On the 19th.
Yep,
I
and in
have a
Melbourne
launch.
at the
At the Shadow Electric
Yep.
on the 17th, Bended Elbow on the 19th in Geelong.
We'll have to check it out.
We'll definitely have to
Yes,
check it out.
come.
I'm actually very
But when we come back, we're going to be getting a bit of an exclusive performance here on 1700.
Very exciting.
If you want more information on those dates, you can head to syn.org.au or our Facebook, Twitter and Instagrams. They're all there. All the information's there. But definitely stay tuned to 1700. Coming up now, we've got Foster the People with Call It What You Want. You are
Love
watching
this song.
1700.